Titanfall has always been a curious franchise. One I'm pretty sure all of us know about. Titanfall as a whole, as we all know, is very, very popular. And if you're a gamer, you most likely know this already. Hell, if you're clicking on this video, it basically guarantees there's a 99% chance you know what Titanfall is. So I don't think it needs much of an introduction, but for those of you who haven't been enlightened, Titanfall is one hell of a franchise. And don't worry, we'll get into that in this video. Still, there are a few things I want to explore about this franchise that don't quite make sense to me, especially the whole concept of Titanfall 3. We're in 2025 and the only thing we ever heard about Titanfall 3 was just rumors. Even recently, it's been said they just outright cancelled Titanfall 3. Which raises the question, doesn't it? What the hell happened to Titanfall? Why isn't there a Titanfall 3? Why wouldn't they just go through with it? And if I'm being honest with you guys, 100% real, I don't really know. I haven't been behind the scenes, so my guess is as good as yours. I do have some theories. Titanfall 3 to me would be a no-brainer. Something worth committing to. Now, to understand what Titanfall is as a product, we need to look back at where it all began. Back in 2010, Respawn was born out of a massive fallout with Activision. Vince Zampella and Jason West, the Infinity Ward guys behind the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, left and formed Respawn Entertainment. Then EA picked up publishing rights. But at first, they let Respawn stay independent. But hey, don't you worry your sweet little face. EA's bullshittery will come back later. So Respawn wanted to create something similar to Call of Duty, but still fresh. Something innovative. Not the same recycled thing year after year slapped with a $90 price tag. They wanted something fast, fluid, but not just another COD clone. The idea? Parkour and mechs. Lo and behold, Titanfall was born. Revealed at E3 in 2013, it was marketed as Xbox One's COD killer, and it turned heads instantly, blending infantry and mech combat into seemingly a way that nobody else had done it before. The parkour and wall running felt new and buttery smooth. Mixing it with COD styles gunplay worked beautifully. And the Titans? They weren't clunky tanks, they felt like an extension of the player, except you're in a massive fuck-off mech suit. It was awesome. The multiplayer focus hit hard too, carving out a competitive scene with a really fun dynamic. Sure, people were salty that there was no campaign, and yeah, it definitely should have had one, but the game still landed strong. The reception was huge. Titanfall won a pile of E3 awards, critics hyped it as the next big FPS after COD, and when it launched in 2014, despite being an Xbox and PC exclusive, it exploded in popularity and gave Respawn a serious name. See? Xbox does have good exclusives. Well, did. And all of this, especially in this time in gaming, was just so fun and different to everything else we had in the first-person shooter genre. Like, yes, we had other games with all-out wars, we had futuristic stuff, but Titanfall, even though it was kind of like that 6v6 shooter, having all these things you could do and just blending them in together as fluently and seamlessly as they did in this game, just made it something beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Now, after the big release of Titanfall 1, it was very successful, but it still had criticisms. Again, as we've already spoken, no campaign, and of course, again, exclusive just to Xbox and PC. Those were things that needed fixing. So after the release, Respawn, while still supporting the game, started planning Titanfall 2. And of course they did. Titanfall did well, and a sequel would just be a no-brainer. Titanfall 2 went into development with a clear focus. Fix the issues, multi-platform support for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and a full single-player campaign. On top of that, they worked on improving gameplay, adding more depth, and the usual sequel polish you'd expect. From 2014 to 2016, Respawn cranked on development, and 2 years later, Titanfall 2 was revealed at E3, with both campaign and multiplayer trailers. The hype was real. People were excited. Titanfall 2 was coming, and fast. Then, October 28th, 2016. Titanfall 2 launched worldwide, and you'd think it would slap. Except, EA decided to pull one of the most brain-dead, retarded maneuvers ever. They decided to sandwich Titanfall 2 between two massive FPS releases. 1 week before, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare dropped. 1 week later, Battlefield 1 dropped. Now look, Infinite Warfare may not have been beloved, especially on release, but it was still a Call of Duty game. And Battlefield 1 was a pre-established juggernaut that was massively well received. So, Titanfall 2, despite being critically acclaimed, with a campaign praised as one of the best in FPS history and multiplayer fans loved it, completely underperformed in sales. Not because it was bad, but because EA literally launched it into a firing squad. Now, Respawn kept supporting the game with free DLC, maps, modes, and cosmetics through till 2019, and the community that stuck around was dedicated. And I can see why the community stuck around. The game was really good. Titanfall 2 essentially improved on everything. The campaign, amazing. I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah, it's old as hell, but still, you need to play it for yourself. It's worth it.
Voodoo 1, Viper's on station. Your journey ends here, pilot. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Memorable characters, tight pacing, all around one of the better FPS campaigns out there. Gameplay slapped too. Movement was buttery smooth. Buttery smooth. Just sliding, wall running, chaining moves together, it felt incredible. And the Titans themselves felt cool too, and each one had personality. Like if you played Legion, you're probably a chill guy. But you also hate yourself because running Legion in competitive PvP is pain. Ronin players.
Preserver.
Scorch players? Yeah, they need a mental asylum. Please, if you see a Scorch main at all in any sort of matchmaking, please check on them. They're not okay. And then, of course, infantry combat was top tier. Sure, some imbalancing with guns, but overall, it was tight. And if you're one of those people who only use the car, hey, preference is preference. But there's a reason that the front page of the Nexus mod has your gun listed as the trans gay thing. But yeah, the game was good. Really good. But eventually, it faded. EA decided Titanfall wasn't profitable and pulled the plug. Instead, they shifted focus to something else in Titanfall's universe. Something much more monetizable. The game, of course, was Apex Legends. Now, I'm not going to get into a big detail on Apex Legends because look, that game needs a video of its own, and don't worry, it's in development. Just know this, in Apex, you weren't a pilot anymore. No Titans, no super souped up soldiers. Just random people with cool abilities dropped into a ring with 100 others. It was a battle royale, and at the time, battle royales were the hot trend. EA saw money on the table, and of course they cashed in. And it worked. Apex completely blew Titanfall's namesake out of the water. It became EA's golden goose, and Titanfall got pushed further and further into the shadows. EA saw so much monetization value in Apex, they practically forgot that Titanfall even existed. In fact, they forgot about it so much that there was a particular event a lot of people probably heard about, and it had to do with the servers. Now, let's talk about the infamous server DOS shit show. Because holy fuck, this is one of the dumbest eras in gaming history. So back around 2020, 2021, where we were one Chinese cough away from the world exploding, Titanfall 1's servers basically became unplayable on PC. Constant DDoS attacks, lobbies crashing, matchmaking that just looped forever. It was a circus of fuckery. And Respawn? Sitting there like fucking goldfish tweeting, "We're aware of the issue," for months straight. That shit took like until September of 2023. Which brings us to today, as there hasn't been any changes, hacks, or big updates. We still have Titanfall 2. As for the first game, they discontinued sales for that game, and I can't confirm this, but I'm fairly certain that the servers are still just mega fucked, and it's just essentially a dead zone. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering if we'll ever get a Titanfall 3. And honestly, I'm in the same boat. I want Titanfall 3. It's an amazing franchise, always has been. It was just mismanaged to hell. I don't know if EA had some sort of vendetta against Respawn, or just didn't care. But they sure as hell didn't want Titanfall to succeed. Maybe because they knew people would compare it to the other slop they released and roast the shit out of them. Maybe it's just money. It's probably just money. And I wish I had something solid for you. A leak, a hint, whatever. But I don't. And if I did, we'd probably be a lot more popular on YouTube. But my gut says it's not coming anytime soon. That said, EA really needs a win at the moment.
Oh, especially with that new acquisition.
And I guess they're trying to do that with Battlefield 6. And if that lands, maybe they will finally remember that making good games is actually profitable.
Power at 400% capacity.
How about that?
Something the rest of us has figured out years ago. But that's just a hope and a dream. Right now, Titanfall 3 is just sitting up in the heavens with Half-Life 3, Battlefront 3, and every other franchise cursed by the number 3. Seriously? Why the fuck is 3 the death number? Come on, like fucking hell. They'd actually just make bank, but instead we get radio silence. So yeah, the future. Your guess is as good as mine. My theory, another 5 or 6 years of nothing, maybe a reboot or a remaster down the line. Hell, they could just slap a 3 on the box and people would lose their shit anyway. But that's the history of Titanfall and what the hell happened to it. Servers are still running, and while the player base is a bit thin, it's still good fun. Give it a shot. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Come check out the Discord. Come join us and chat with us and help grow this community up even further. So until then, enjoy the rest of your day and we'll catch you in the next one.